Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the amazing Shedding Light, where we're going to be shedding light on ghosts. I absolutely love this series. It has been so much fun and it's been such a blast getting into this season 4. We're talking episode 12. This episode is called It's the End of the World as We Know It. And what were we talking about? Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is what we wanted, a flower centric episode. Yes, so much fun when Flower gets on the screen. She is going back in time. So let us go in that memory and let us definitely have a first glance. All right. So, like I said, this is a flower centric episode. It's a lot of fun because Flower is a great character. She was in a cult of not of personality. And she was in a weird cult that believed that the moon rock that Bruce had, Bruce, who hauntingly kind of looked like Matthew McConaughey. I was waiting for him to smoke. Oh man, yeah. All right, all right, all right. But yeah, he basically set up the rules and the regulations and left this amber of innocence and foolery in her mind because the rock would only talk to him. And that is the end of the world as we know it is going to happen on February 13th, 2025. And that was what the cult leader said in a long bygone memory. And of course, they are setting up Jay in current day. Jay and Sam are setting up for the new Majesh opening and they're getting everything ready. So the hilarity ensues. So let us get into the thick of it. All right. So the hilarity ensues because as they're setting up this incredible new restaurant and getting all the food ready, they got their team. They're really getting on the ball here. This restaurant's going to be a success. They're happy. Everything's getting ready to go. But then on a unique moment, um, Sam tries the lamb because he's got his group that he's trained, and there's one guy that's a stoner, and of course, Flower's like, "Oh, I like that guy." Like minds think alike. And Pete gets a good zinger, and he's like, the guy asks, "Is it going to be drug tested?" And Pete's like, "That guy should definitely be drug tested." Anyway, so he's trying. Sam and Jay are trying the different dishes that they're making, and one guy eats the mimosa, the mini mimosas, and so Jay's like, "Aren't there supposed to be three? Oh, one fell on the floor." The guy is a stoner. This practically writes itself. It's so good. They do such a great job with the show. But Flowers reminded of this instance, and it kind of brings us full circle with the flashback that the show started out with, where the cult leader is setting up the new members, and it's like, I want to welcome the new couple. Uh, Sam and Sarah are their former names, but now their unearthly names are going to be Moonbeam and Guy 14. It was like, what? Wait, what? I thought that was really clever the way they handled that, and how funny is it that he's just this cult leader just takes full advantage, and people are all for it. I hope that in some way we get some closure. Maybe one of the cultists come the 60s, and old folks come and or maybe the Farnsbys. Maybe the Farnsbys were in the cult and and Flower just doesn't realize it yet because they didn't really come to that mansion. That would be a very cool setup. And if the writers want to take that, that's fine with me. I think it would be hilarious. And anyway, the cult leader Bruce is basically saying, okay, all the women can sleep in the tent with me, and all the men, well, you get a sleeping bag and a stick to ward off all the badgers. Okay, so just hopefully it'll be a good night tonight. There's no badgers out there. I thought very clever, very clever. Yeah, so she was reminded by a meat tasting for the lamb. Is the lamb meaty enough? He's like, I think it should be meteor, says Jay. And that's when she's reminded of what the cult leader Bruce said. Meteor, meteor. Yes, the cult leader Bruce said that the meteor he speaks with that came down to earth and fell, but behooved him to build the cult. And he believed that the rock told him that it's going to happen on February 13th, 2025. And she goes on a mission to stop the opening to make sure that everybody makes it out okay. So, she really plans on everything. It's hysterical and they do a great job because she's trying to go to everybody. She goes to Alberta and Pete and Thorfinn and everybody, but nobody's listening to her. They all kind of dismiss her. Sam's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll be fine," because they know that, she's not. I don't want to say she's a space cadet, but she's not all there. The drugs had a lot to do with it. Drugs and alcohol have ruined her life. So for sure, she's trying to do her best to warn Sam and Jane to get into the thick of it. They are basically not listening to her. So she devises a hell of a plan. Get the basement ghosts. And we get Nancy back. Just a basement ghost. So good to see Nancy back on the screen. She is one of my favorites in the basement ghost crew. But we get some other characters that get their time on screen, which I thought was great. It was fun to see the other basement ghosts taking part. They each as a separate ensemble cast under the basement, under the floors of the first, are just having a blast down there, and they actually get to come up and experience the restaurant, and we get to find out their special power. Yes, the basement ghosts have a special power. It's hilarious. They are hired, so to speak, by Flower to stop the opening so Flower can save everybody and save the day because she's so innocent and, led astray by a cultist. So she goes and she gets him, and they come in and they walk through the people that Jay has rigorously trained. And it turns out their ghost powers to give cholera to people. So, of course, it messes up everything. And Jay is flustered because now he lost his crew because of the ghosts um, giving everybody cholera. And, of course, in the backstory, um, Trevor and Hetty are just trying to manipulate everybody so that they can get in the prime seat in the center and try to keep Isaac out of the way, because if he walks through somebody, they're going to smell like poops or dysentery because that's his ghost power. So, as the episode progresses right after, they were able to ratatouille the whole setup where, if you saw the Disney movie Ratatouille, the rat was able to cook as and train chefs. It was a great, cute story. I saw once, I believe. So I don't remember details of that clearly, but more or less, since that A team that Jay trained is unable to hop into it and get the team going, the ghosts ratatouille it because Sam can speak through the ghost because they were there during the training and they know all the recipes because they were also trained. And of course, we get Bella back, and she teams up with Sam and Mark to get the guys going and get the place, the restaurant open for opening day. And now the world doesn't end, and they do a hilarious moment of Flower. If the world was going to end on the 13th, it would have already happened now because the sun's down. The day's over. She was like, I got lied to. And it was a very sad but like cute moment, especially because she also forgets. So she kind of left and like came back and was like, what was I doing? So it's a very fitting title to a very great episode. I thought that they nailed it with a lot of the built up expectation of maybe something could happen, but the audience kind of knows better because of the situations with Flower. So all in all, I had a blast. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad that they were able to really get into a Flower centric episode because she was missing a lot of last season due to her motherhood, which I am so happy for. Congratulations to you. And I think that they really leaned on all of these, background actors that became guest spots on this week's episode. So Sheila, congratulations. She plays Flower. And this is great to have her as a centric episode. It's nice to get these backstories. So I'm hoping we get some more of those as the show progresses. We're getting like dribs and drabs of them. We got a Thor one last week where he was in therapy and he was upset about his abandon. We had a Trevor one prior, and we're getting more and more of these. We had a Hetty one a few times. So I guess we need to get more Isaac and more Alberta. No Todd, no pod. So hopefully we get those things going in the next couple of episodes. I just did find out that we're going to get 16 episodes. So we'll be with each other for quite a bit. It'll be a few weeks. We'll be sitting here talking, shedding light on ghosts. Very excited, and I can't wait to hop into more. So let's wrap this up. Boop. So there's a lot of very cute and memorable moments when everything goes according to plan with via the Ratatouille setup, and Jay gets to deliver a speech and talk about all the foods that he remembered as a child, and that's why he's serving them, and that's why the place is named Majesh. Seems to be a great success. As a matter of fact, the poignant conversations that they all have as Trevor and Hetty kind of teamed up to be mischievous buddies. The basement ghosts teamed up and their basement ghost buddies. So I think it's a great circle. This whole episode just kind of bobs and weaves into itself, and I think it's beautiful. So I'm very excited to what they're going to be doing next. And I got to tell you that the 16 seasons, 16 seasons, the 16 episodes. Yes, the this season is going to have 16 episodes. So we've got 3 more to go, and that'll take us through March. I'm very excited. It'd be great if they got 20. If you can do 20, I mean, it's worth it. It's a great show. But we have 4 for the rest of the season um, to go. Episode 13 is called Ghost Fellas. And as I'm talking about 13, I'm also reminded that they set this up beautifully. We got this episode, and the restaurant opened on February 13th, and they released it that day. So how perfect, how chef's kiss is that. So very good planning on the part of Paramount on this one and the writers. So Ghost Fellas is going to be next week. Jay upsets a restaurant owner after using a recipe in his restaurant that Pete had shared with him. So that's going to be interesting. We're probably going to get a Pete-centric episode, get some information about Pete's life and backstory. I know we had kind of a Pete-centric one not too long ago. But it'll be interesting to see maybe some secular things that Pete connected with and with people from his life. So should be fun. We will get a guest appearance from Pete's widow. Who knows? It'll be a lot of fun, or wife that cheated on him, depending on your perspective. But I'm excited for it. It's going to be happening next Saturday, and I'll be here next Saturday. Come join me. Please be sure to do all those wonderful things. Um, comment below. Check out our social media. You can find us on To Be Seen and at the Console Room podcast. Hopefully that'll be back. And if you don't mind, give us a like. It's free, and it does wonders for us. It's a weird ebb and flow. A lot of you guys were all about the 2 weeks ago episode. This last one was good, but try to share it with your friends. Let's all talk about Ghosts. It's a great show. It has a lot of fun elements. It has a lot of great writing, and a fantastic ensemble cast, and I can't get enough of the show. I'm so excited that we're going to get a little bit more than we expected out of the season. We're going to get more episodes, and it's going to be a lot of fun for all of us. And let's come back and talk about it. What are your theories? Are we missing any ghost powers? I know Trevor can type. Thor can manipulate the electricity. Pete can travel. Alberta can kind of whisper and speak to electronics, or sing. She can kind of get that out there. Who else are we missing? Sopsies can jump into dreams. And Flower can make you high. And of course, the good captain can make you smell like poop. So whom else are we missing? Hopefully we get some more ghost powers. That'll be kind of cool. And now that we know that the the basement ghost can give everybody cholera, maybe we get the young girl that comes only once a year. That'll be kind of cool to see her pop up. Maybe she'll have a special power that we don't know about, and maybe our headless biker. A lot of things to come and think about. So comment below. What are your thoughts? Who do you think we're missing from the ghosts powers? Is somebody that I overlooked? Let me know. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm Joe Dove. You can catch me here Shedding Light, and we're going to be talking about next week. We're going to have a special because Captain America, I'm going to go see it in like 20 minutes. Captain America is coming at you next week. We're going to have special guest AJ Orsini, and of course, our good buddy Scott. We're going to do 1 week later next week. So be on the lookout for that. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you're alerted to when we come out with stuff. Be spooky, baby.